Depression can be a real difficult thing to overcome. And a lot of times you don't even realize that you are depressed. I think growing up, I was probably at a low level of depression, even as like a youngster at times. I didn't realize it at the time because you're a kid and you just don't understand such things. You feel a little bit down, you feel a little bit unmotivated to do things. You feel kind of like you want to just hide away and you're not really wanting to interact with anybody. And I think that could be pretty common, especially when you start hitting teenage years. Hormones are starting to change. You're not really sure where you stand in the world and you kind of feel awkward and all that. But looking back, I literally remember telling myself multiple times, either in my late teens or early mid-20s, that, yeah, I mean, I'm not depressed. Like, I don't have depression. I just, feel a little bit bummed sometimes. That's all. And I literally was like denying the severity of how I was feeling. But eventually, as I started working more and working long hours, working overtime, working crazy schedules, shifting from graveyard to swing shift to day shift, and working weekends, and stopped seeing friends so much because I was working in healthcare, and that's how it is sometimes. You start losing social interaction with friends, and you only, you're up late at night, your sleep is all messed up, and sometimes the work is just stressful and it sucks, and one thing leads to another, and really you are depressed. Now, I've never gone to a psychiatrist and been diagnosed with depression, but we pretty much know what it is. And it got to a point to where all the hobbies that I used to do, I just didn't do them anymore. Friends that I would normally hang out with, even though it was difficult to hang out with them because of scheduling, I just really wasn't motivated to make an effort to see friends. And I ended up just being on social media. Instagram was the big one for me, and then YouTube. And then you just kind of start isolating yourself. And then I remember at least a couple times specifically when I was finally like, I'm so tired of working. I'm going to, ask for some time off from work. I'm going to take 3 days and I'm just going to do what I want to do. I'm going to drive out to the city where there's some skate parks, and I'm going to skate at these famous skate parks that look really fun. I'm going to do this, and, I'm going to make a day trip, like 3 days. I'm going to do a day trip every day, and so on and so forth. I had it all planned out and signed up for my vacation way in advance too, like a month in advance, and got the time off, used my PTO, and what ended up happening was I woke up and then I just stayed in bed for 3 entire days. I essentially only got out of the bed to take a leak, maybe grab some water, and then maybe eat like a few pieces of food, or go out once in the day. I put it off until maybe like 8-9 o'clock at night, and I finally went and got a burrito and came back home, and then just like was in bed on my phone, go back to sleep, wake up on my phone, go back to sleep for 3 whole days, and didn't take a shower, didn't do any of that. And I blew my entire, time off to just do that. And I kind of started to realize that I had a problem. that this was not right. That I had my heart, I had intentions to go do something, and I couldn't get myself to even leave the bed. And so it kind of just came down to a point where I realized that something was wrong. And I didn't seek professional help or anything like that, but I kind of realized instinctually what I needed to do. And eventually, I just said, okay, I got to get out of bed, and I got to get out of the house, and I got to see the sun, and I got to see the light, and I got to get out of here. I got to get out of this place. And, I still was working, but I made a conscious effort to start working on getting out of this funk that I was in. And at least with that severity of not eating, not getting out of bed, things of that nature, I have a few things that really helped me. And that those things were just literally go outside. If you're depressed, if you're just like miserable, you're probably spending a lot of time inside your house or whatever, indoors. Just go outside. I know it sounds stupid, like it wouldn't really matter, but it does, because you're so used to this confined space. Everything's the same. It really helps to just walk outside your door or walk outside your room or whatever. Go and breathe some fresh air instead of the stagnant air that you're used to. Trust me, it already immediately like starts changing things. Like go to the store, go on a walk, something, preferably in nature, but get outside. And the second thing that I had to do personally, it may not be the same thing for you. When I'm depressed, I just don't eat. I just lose all my appetite. It's like I know I need to eat something, but even if it's been like a couple days, like I really won't be that hungry. Like kind of like I could eat, but it's like the average person would be starving, but I'm just like, I just don't care. I don't have a drive to eat. So eat something, and preferably eat something that's at least moderately good. Like eating junk food. Some people overeat when they're depressed, right? Which, I mean, if it helps you cope, I guess it helps you cope, but it's not healthy for you. But if you're someone that's not eating, eat some healthy food. Or you are overeating, try to get some nutritious food in that overeating situation for yourself, because your body needs nutrients to feel good and sustain itself. And if you're starving yourself for good, nutritious food, you're going to have a hard time thinking clearly. You're going to have brain fog. You're going to have a headache. And if you're dehydrated, that's not going to help either. So actually get at least a little bit of decent food, nutritious food in you. Another thing that helped me out was cleaning my body, like take a shower, right? For 3 or however many days I was just in bed. I wasn't taking a shower. I wasn't combing my hair. I wasn't shaving, putting deodorant on or any of that stuff. Just, taking a leak, and that's it. And so it really does help if you take some time, and it does feel like it's so much work just to shave, take a shower and really scrub your hair, clean your whole body, go to the barber shop and get a haircut or something like that. It feels like it's a ton of effort, even though it's something so basic. Trim your nails, right? Trim your nose hair and all that shit. Brush your teeth, floss. But doing all of those things, it just has this effect of you feel clean, you feel lighter, you feel fresh, and it just helps a lot. So try to groom yourself, clean yourself. It really helped me out. Another good tip that, again, it seems like a lot of work, but it really helps, is clean your house. If you got a lot of trash everywhere, if you've got dirty clothes, you got maybe dirty dishes with food caked on them that's all dry and gross and all that stuff. Try to clean your house, at least to some degree, to where it's not just this crowded, cluttered, gross mess. Because typically, especially if you have a bunch of clutter everywhere, it just feels like claustrophobic and confining. And again, just like your mind is maybe foggy, or you're trying to forget about certain depressing thoughts, or you're just, you can't really think straight. It kind of adds to the problem if everywhere in your little, hobbit hole that you have for yourself, it's just crowded with junk and it's crowded with trash and all that. So try to clean up your room at the very least. Clean up your room, clean up your bathroom, clean up the dishes, and, take out the trash and all that stuff. And, and shit, if you can, if it's possible, hire a cleaning service. Get them over to your house and say, look, I'll pay you whatever. Just please clean my house. Please just, scrub the floors or whatever's gross, and just please just take care of this. It's worth it, because it helps kind of clear your mind, at least to get you out of this funk that you're in right now. Another big thing is, it would be a good idea, if you are feeling depression, if you're feeling like you're just stuck in your own head and you just feel like you don't have the energy to do anything, nothing that you used to do feels fun, try not to use social media, YouTube, or anything internet that's entertaining at all. Even videos or Netflix or something, TV. Either anything that's a screen, anything that is, digital in any form, just see what it's like to cut it out for 3 days. Just take 3 days, do a dopamine detox or whatever, term you want to use. Just do that. Because I noticed that when I was I was feeling depressed, I was just on the phone getting dopamine, so I was feeling, it was basically almost self-medicating, right? Getting at least a little bit of dopamine hit, and then falling back asleep and waking up and doing it again. This is definitely addiction vibes for sure. Definitely was addicted to Instagram for the longest time. But you gotta kind of tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to be on the internet for 3 days. And probably even video games probably would be a good idea to abstain from that too, because you just kind of get lost in your own world and you're getting dopamine from something other than real life. And it just kind of as soon as you're done playing that, then now you're back down to your depression state. So it helped me a lot. And then as much as you can, try to be around other people and other things that are happening, like family members, friends, if you got them. And, loneliness can lead to depression for sure. So if you don't have anybody, that is real tough. But if you can get outside again, once you've cleaned yourself up and you're getting some fresh air, and be around people and things that are happening, just if people are laughing, joking around, and it's things are happening around you, that you can see that there's people alive, that you're not the only human on earth, that can help a lot. Definitely just getting out. I would go sometimes, and it kind of helped for sure, is that I would just dress up nice and I would go to a decent restaurant by myself and just be there and sit there, order some food, and just sit there and people watch out on the street or whatever. And for me anyway, that did not make me feel more lonely. It made me feel there's other people in the world. And that really helped. And then the last thing for depression that really helped me, and helped me today, because I was feeling pretty down. I don't know what's going on today, but what really helped me was to go to the gym, even though I really didn't feel like it, right? I was wasting time on social media, which is been very uncharacteristic of me for the last like several months because I've been working on self-improvement like super hard. And then just lately it's been growing. And then today was like, I was like actually like feeling pretty down. And so that was a shocker. And I forced myself to go to the gym. I had been procrastinating. I was like, nope, I got to go to the gym. This is part of my routine. And lo and behold, I started feeling better. Like, it just works, man. When you get that blood pumping and when you start focusing on doing something else, when you start feeling your body reacting to lifting weights or whatever, your body chemistry changes, and you do get endorphins, and you do like running, right? Whether it's lifting weights or it's running, some kind of exercise, whatever it is, aerobics, swimming, whatever it is, riding a bike, it's going to change your physiology. You're going to feel at least a little bit better, at least for that amount of time. And you're improving your body's health overall so that things are just working better. Working out, physical activity is super, super helpful for depression. And I can attest to that because I experienced it today. And what's cool is like if you have a repetitive thing like running or walking or lifting weights, it's all pretty repetitive. It's not something that you have to actively think about and be creative, right? So it's something that you can do with minimal mental strain, if that makes any sense. That it's just, I just do this simple task over and over and your body will start to feel the effects. Depression is real. Depression is a thing. And it's important that you take care of it. Now, some people, they're clinically depressed and they maybe need meds here and there, or at least to help them in the short term. And there's different levels, right? It's a spectrum from just mildly depressed to like severely depressed. But depression is real, especially for men, and it's okay. There are things to do, like what we just talked about, and it works. It's a bummer. It's tough, but you're not alone. And it'll come out of the blue. And you just have to remind yourself to do these things, and you'll start feeling better. It's not forever. You're not going to feel like this forever. So try it out.